What's up everyone? I'm Matt with Ozark Overland Adventures, and today I want to show you this brand new Setpower RV60D Dual Zone 12 volt fridge freezer. And I'll just go ahead and let you know, I like it a lot. If you've seen some of my other fridge review videos, you may be thinking, Matt, didn't you review this back in the spring? Because it looks very familiar. And it does look very familiar. Because this is the Setpower RV45D. It's a 45 quart dual zone that I reviewed back in the spring. And I have been using this a lot. I very much like it, but I wanted to take a look at this one and really, for the subject matter of this video, compare the sizes between the 45 and the 60, because I know when people are, purchasing a fridge for the first time, what size to get is always one of the biggest concerns. Are you a solo camper who is going out for the weekend? Are you taking a family of 4 or 5 out for a weekend? Or are you solo going out for, weeks at a time? So I wanted to be able to compare the sizes of these two just to kind of help you make that buying decision of, do I need a smaller one like this one, or do I need a bigger one like this one, or maybe even more?
Ozark Overland Adventures is proudly supported by the More Expo, the Midwest's only indoor event for adventure travel enthusiasts. Artemis Overland Hardware. They have the passion and knowledge to ensure that your next outdoor experience is more than a camping trip, it's an adventure. And Long Creek Overland, your source for Ozark Overland Adventures merchandise and more.
So first, let me run down the specs of this, just to get that out of the way. As you can see, it looks virtually identical to the 45 quart, but it's just bigger. It's got more room inside. You can take more stuff in it. And you may wonder, okay, well, does that mean it's less efficient? Does that mean I'm going to need more power to run a bigger fridge like that? And the answer is yes, but I am crazy impressed with the performance of this fridge. Just like every other fridge test that I do, I first had this inside the house, where we keep the house at about 74 degrees. I put 2 2-liter water bottles in here just to help regulate the temperature. And I tested this 3 different ways with the Bluetti EB55, which is a 500 watt hour power station, just kind of to use as my benchmark here. This fridge is capable of 3 different setups, and that's one of the things that I love about the Setpower D series fridges, because it is a dual zone, so you can have fridge and freezer, or fridge and freezer here, depending on what size compartment you need for what. And so you can run it as a fridge and a freezer. You can run it as a fridge, but with 2 different temperature zones, and that's actually how I use this more than anything, and I'll tell you why. Or you can take the divider out, which turns this into a single zone fridge, and everything is in one compartment. Now, to test the fridge freezer combo, I had the larger area set as the fridge at 34 degrees. I had the smaller compartment set as the freezer at 10 degrees. I did have the 1 water bottle over here with obviously just water in it. I did have a frozen water bottle over here just to help regulate the temperature that way. And it came in at a very respectable 23 hours and 36 minutes, which anytime you're going to run anything as a freezer, it's going to suck a ton of power. So you need to be aware of that. You need to be prepared for that. You don't want to run, a fridge freezer like this in freezer mode off your starter battery for long, because it will drain it and it will hit that voltage cutoff fairly quickly if you're trying to keep things frozen. So just be aware of that. If you want to use this as a freezer, highly recommend having a portable power station with you to run it off of at night when you're parked. 23 hours, you're definitely going to get overnight and then be able to get on the move the next day, recharge a power station, and keep this running in fridge freezer mode, and that would be a great combo. Another option is a dual battery setup, so that you're not having to worry about this draining your starter battery. The second test I did was keeping the dual zone, but setting one compartment to 34 degrees, and then, setting the other compartment to 38 degrees, because sometimes, you may want your drinks really cold, but you don't want your food to potentially get frozen, that sort of thing. I personally like to use these in that configuration because it allows me to keep my drinks separate from my food. So if I'm just drinking in to grab a bottle of water, I can do that. If I'm needing to make a sandwich, I'm not having to move a lot of drinks and stuff around to get to the things that I need. So I very much like the dual zones, both of them set as a fridge, but just to keep drinks and food separately. In that mode, 34 degrees, 38 degrees, this thing came in at an incredible 63 hours and 48 minutes. It's one of the best performing dual zone fridges like this that I have ever tested. That is incredible that you can get almost 3 full days out of it running off a 500 watt hour power station. Blew me away. I was crazy impressed by that performance. But this thing really impressed me for a 60 quart fridge freezer like this, set at 34 degrees. This thing came in at 53 hours and 52 minutes. Over 2 days, almost 2.5 days, this thing performed incredibly well. And just as a comparison, this is this is on the budget side of, a fridge like this. My wife has a Dometic, the CFX 355 IM. That's an $1,100 fridge. This is a $500 fridge. So you would think that the Dometic is going to be more efficient. It's going to be better at, cooling and keeping everything the same. On the exact same power station, the Dometic got 47 hours and 15 minutes. So this thing, which is a little bit larger than the Dometic, 55 liters compared to 56 liters, this one outperformed the Dometic running this as a single zone fridge. I did not expect that at all. Crazy impressed by the efficiency and the ability to maintain temperature, keep things cool, the insulation on it. Beating a Dometic by 6 hours is really impressive. So props to Setpower for that. A quick rundown on the size of this, just so you know, it is 25.4 inches long, it is 16.7 inches wide, and it is 21.1 inches tall. It has some very nice spring-loaded handles that don't flop around when you're out on the trail. In the box, it comes with obviously your 12-volt cord to plug it into your cigarette lighter. In your vehicle or your power station or whatever, it comes with the adapter to plug this into the wall, and then it comes with obviously a manual and some stickers too. Manual is actually pretty nice, but just the normal things. Now, I'll be honest with you, when I first saw this as a dual zone, and it being a dual zone with this little insulated divider here, I had my doubts on how well that would actually work. Would having one section as a freezer bleed over into the fridge and possibly freeze, your milk or your meats or whatever? Or would one section being as a fridge not actually let things in the freezer freeze or stay frozen? Could they actually be separate? And yeah, they can. Let's check this out. Last night I put it on 15 degrees and 34 degrees. Just got this and set it up. And inside have the divider, freezer section here, fridge section here, 2 water bottles here, 1 water bottle I put in there. None were pre-chilled. These 2 water bottles are perfect, nice and cold. And then this one, after 12 hours, is almost, you can see a little bit of liquid left in there, but it is almost a solid block of ice. So the dual compartment, this divider does actually work in keeping this side frozen and this side cold. Very impressed with this. The controls on this are honestly just like any other fridge on the market. You do have 2 separate temperature controls for your 2 different zones. Just change that up and down, give it a minute, it'll set that as the target temperature. It's got an eco mode and a max mode. Max for when you're plugged into the wall, really puts all the power it can into that compressor to get it and keep it cold. Eco mode for when you're running it in your rig and need to conserve on your battery life. It really optimizes the compressor for not just running all the time. And then it's got 3 levels of voltage protection: high, medium, low, depending on what your starter battery is like. You can set that level of protection so that after running all night, it's not going to drain your starter battery, so you can't start your vehicle the next morning. And it does have a handy LED light in there to help light up your compartments. In addition, you get the little divider basket as well, just to help keep things separate. And you can put that in either compartment, depending on your needs. Another thing that I love about the Setpower D series fridges is that the lids are easily swappable. You just line up the pins, pull it out, pop it back in. So depending on which side of the vehicle your rig needs to go in, you can keep the controls in the front and just easily move the lid around to make accessing your food and drinks that much easier. And since this is on the budget end of the fridge, product spectrum, very impressed that this thing comes with a 3-year compressor warranty. And it's really the warranties that set one brand apart from the other. Most budget fridges will come with a 2-year warranty on the compressor. Higher end fridges like the Domestics, Snowmasters come with a 5-year warranty on the compressor. This one fits kind of in the middle. It comes with a 3-year warranty on the compressor, which I really like and think that kind of justifies, it sets it a little bit above the other budget fridges, but you're still getting great value and life out of this. It is a Setpower branded compressor, which, just to be honest with you, it's their label on some other brand compressor that I'm not sure what it is. But, they back it by a 3-year warranty, so that's really awesome. Now let's talk size differences, because as you can see, there's definitely more volume in this one, as you would expect, than this one. So, what's the use case? When would you want possibly a smaller fridge compared to a larger fridge? I use both of these. I actually just got back from my trip to New Mexico. We took this one. We were gone for 5 days. My wife and I had plenty of room in this fridge for all of our food needs for those 5 days, and it performed amazing while we were in New Mexico. This one, I would have been challenged to put all 5 days plus drinks in this one. I think if I had chosen to take this one, I would have probably had to make a grocery stop while we were there to replenish that. And depending on where you are on your trip, if you've got a grocery store handy, that may not be a big deal to you. But if you're going out and don't want to have to mess with that and need to carry more food with you, that's where having something like this really shines. So for my purposes, if I'm going out solo for a weekend, this is the one I'm taking, definitely. If I'm going out with my wife, with my kids for a weekend, I'm taking this one. If I'm going out with my wife and kids, or maybe being gone for a week or more, I've got a 75-liter Dual Zone from Iceco that's actually a sister company to Setpower. And if I'm going out for even longer than that, I take the 75-liter Dual Zone. That way I don't have to deal with running back and forth to the store while I'm gone. So, which size you need really depends on how long you're going to be out and how many people you have to feed. So, solo for a weekend, maybe even solo for 4 or 5 days, I think a 45-liter is going to take care of you just fine. Anytime you add a spouse or children into the mix, I highly recommend something in the 60-quart range for that purpose. And then if you're going to be out even longer, a week or more with a spouse, whatever, I would go even bigger than that. So hopefully that helps in actually seeing these side by side and getting a feel for how much each one can hold. Now, when it comes to drinks, like I said, I will set these up and fill the smaller compartment up with drinks. I can keep extra drinks in, different part of my rig. As we use them, I can replenish those. I actually like to use my water kept in 2-liter water bottles. And I can refill that from my water jugs as needed. That way I'm not having to worry about trash and, dealing with individual water bottles or that sort of thing for my water purposes. So I use 2-liter bottles for that, and they fit perfectly in these little storage bins. As far as price goes, obviously a larger fridge is going to cost more money. The RV45D, it comes in at $429, which, for a 45-liter dual zone fridge that works as well as this does, that's a really good deal. You can certainly buy cheaper fridges in the same size category, but the compressor's not going to have a 3-year warranty, and it's not going to be a dual zoned. For the RV60D, it comes in at $529. So $100 extra for 15 extra quarts that can buy a little more time out on the trail and at camp and that sort of thing. I think this is a really good value for a 60-quart dual zone fridge that is as efficient as it is and has a 3-year warranty on the compressor. Very impressed by that. And just to help you out on the price, there's a coupon code. Link and everything is in the description below. But use the coupon code Ozark Overland at checkout, and you can save 12% on either one of these. Or if you find another fridge on Setpower's website, you could use it on that one too. They also make fridge slides for these. So Ozark Overland coupon code gets you 12% off on Setpower's website. There's also a link to these products on Amazon. If you prefer to shop that way, coupon code doesn't work there, unfortunately. So if you want the 12% off, go to their website. I think that about covers it. I am very impressed with both of these fridges, and I've been using this one regularly since the spring. I am now using this one and have used it on trips. That's one thing you can count on this channel. I'm not just reviewing something and then getting rid of it. I am actually testing these and continue to use these. And I'm very impressed with these. So if you have any questions about either of these, questions about size recommendations for your particular family and setup and needs, put those in the comments and I will be glad to answer those as best I can. If you would like the video, subscribe to the channel. We've got so much cool stuff coming up. I'm just so excited about it. So be sure and subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified when we upload new content. And check out our Patreon if you are liking this channel and want to support us in a very tangible way. We really appreciate that. That's what helps drive this channel and allows us to do what we are able to do. But check that link in the description below. And also, don't forget longcreekoverland.com for all of our Ozark Overland Adventures merchandise. New Topo Sully shirt here that I absolutely love. But thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you next time. Bye.